Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel T-Spot. In this video,
Sheldon had suffered greatly because the Big Bang Theory had long established George Sr.'s death. However, Young Sheldon Season 6 Episode 13 highlighted the fact that George's impending death hung over a pleasant moment, so it must have been particularly painful for him. The death of George Sr. is inevitable and will have a significant impact on the lives of the Cooper family members when it occurs, despite the fact that the Big Bang Theory prequel spinoff was in general gentler and more empathetic toward the Cooper patriarch than the original series, slightly departing from what Ted established. However, as the occasion nears, the impending death of George runs the risk of tingling all of his relationships with grief. While the theory of how things came to be continually made sense of what George's surprising demise meant for Sheldon, it just alluded to how ineffectively the other Coopers took it. Because Young Sheldon was a show about families, the Cooper family's interactions would have been just as important to young Sheldon as the relationships between each character and Sheldon. This makes it especially easy for young Sheldon to predict George's death by having George talk about all the things he wants to do in the future, but viewers know he can't, which makes George's interactions with his kids more sad. Although Georgie's hurried comments about Georgie's parenting and Georgie's jokes at Georgie's overly confident attitude regarding motherhood made their conversation amusing, George casually stated, "I just can't wait till you're a dad," which turned their conversation into summer. Missy's deception about why George and Georgie allowed her to discuss Georgie and Mandy's child. George and Georgie became a reminder for viewers that George will not experience Georgie's parenting, beginning as a lighthearted statement about Georgie's strengths and the challenges he faces. George will most likely see Georgia with his newborn daughter as George's death nears in young Sheldon, but he will never be happy to see Georgia face the challenges of raising a teenager. Even though this pales in comparison to what Mary, Missy, Sheldon, and especially George will face following George's death, the innocent exchange enables young Sheldon to draw attention to the insignificant things that will be lost when George passes away. Indeed, George's death will be devastating not only for the loss that the Coopers will experience, but also for the everyday pleasures and little things that George will no longer be able to mock. Georgie's perspective on the aftermath of George's death in The Big Bang Theory, Season 11, Episode 23 highlighted how difficult that time was for George because he had to care for Mary and Missy while Sheldon was away trying to be stronger for everyone. In contrast, Georgie's feelings and experiences will be affected by Georgie's impending death in young Sheldon. Georgie will not only lose George's support and assistance in raising his and Mandy's daughter, but he will also become the head of the household and be responsible for everyone else. Young Sheldon had already envisioned George becoming a father, and if he could, he would have been there to help George with his children's issues. The conversation between George and Georgie and young Sheldon in Season 6, Episode 13 effectively acknowledged that despite the fact that George's death will be difficult due to Georgie's increasing responsibilities, he will not have a supportive and helpful father. The reveal makes George the Big Bang Theory story sadder in his young Sheldon's future devastating due to the significance of George's death. I appreciate your viewing.
let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.